Oh, hey there, Robert Pattinson's Batman. What do you want to say? Oh, you think there should be more Batverse projects? Sorry, the Batman epic crime drama saga. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting idea. That'd be a cool TV show. No, that'd be rubbish, mate. That'd be rubbish. Anyway, in today's video, we're talking about the Batverse going forward after the Batman Part 1 and the Penguin TV show. And I'm just going to put this back on the shelf. I'll just put it. I'm going crazy. Hello, welcome to another That's Just Joe video. My name's Joe and that's about it, but that's not about it. In today's video, I want to talk about the future of the Batverse, or as it's known to director Matt Reeves of the first film, the Batman epic crime drama saga. I think we'll stick with Batverse. Thank you, Matt. Now, obviously, the Batman was such a big success. It made over 700 million worldwide, and it is loved by many fans and general audiences, and people love this portrayal of Batman and Bruce Wayne and the world of Gotham City. And part 2 is very much in the final stages of entering production, as they are beginning to film at the beginning of next year, and it's due to release, I believe, October 2026, so we've still got a while to go. But of course, at the moment, what we've got to whet our appetite, and is very much based just mere weeks after the first film, is the Penguin TV show starring Colin Farrell, and I have to say, it is amazing. This is an amazing show, and it really delves into the world of Gotham, this Gotham City, which is really, really interesting, and the character, just exploring a bit more of Oz and the other characters around him, but Oz in particular, who does have a heart in there somewhere, but unfortunately this monster just takes over completely. And obviously we've still got a few episodes to go, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. And apparently, according to Matt Reeves, this does lead directly in to the Batman Part 2. Now, outside the Batman universe, the Batverse, there are other going-ons in the DC universe. The reboot of the DCU is imminent. We have Superman coming out early next year, starring David Corenswet, and obviously that is leading James Gunn's DCU plan moving forward. I am very excited for the DCU, but I think it's really important to remember that the DCU is separate from the Batverse. Robert Pattinson's Batman is not joining the DCU, and James Gunn has clarified this a couple of times now. And you do think, why don't they just integrate, you know, Robert Pattinson's Batman if it does well? Because it doesn't match the style and the tone, and I don't think Matt Reeves would want that. And I'm sure there's been discussions where they've gone, why can't we do that? But it does make sense. People are enjoying the sort of themes of the Batman and that universe, and that it's not connected to a wider universe where people fly in red capes and have green rings and strong women. I'm joking. But even James Gunn wants to be really supportive as the head of DC Studios, or the co-head of DC Studios, and continue the Batverse whilst these films are still coming out, because this is planned to be a trilogy, and I do see the Batverse continuing beyond that, whether that's television or film, but I think it could more likely be television. But that's what this video is about today. It's about discussing what other potential projects could DC Studios and Matt Reeves produce that is set in the Batverse. I'm not calling it that. I am not calling it that. And I'm not saying all of these projects should be done. I'm just saying here's probably some, you know, ideas that could work. And they're not original. A lot of people have mentioned these, but I do kind of just want to talk about it and see what you think. And you can let me know in the comments below your thoughts or your ideas. Be really interesting to know. So obviously we're going to start off with one character that was fantastic in the Batman, and that was Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle. I could definitely see a Catwoman television show. She was just absolutely badass in this, and obviously at the end of Batman Part 1 she leaves to go to Bloodhaven to cause more chaos and everything, but she's such an interesting character, and her backstory was really good, and her connection to the Falcone family and everything, and I am missing her, to be honest. I think it would have been really cool seeing her in the Penguin, but obviously that doesn't make too much sense, including her in that. But I just really love this version of the role. I think it's really good, it's really gritty, and her as a character is just really interesting. It's probably the most interesting version of Catwoman I've ever seen in television or film. So Zoe Kravitz coming back for like an 8-part limited series. TV show called Catwoman, probably. Would be really good, and it wouldn't be set in Gotham City. It would be in Bloodhaven, where she went at the end of part 1. I think she's an amazing actress. I think she's such a great Selena Kyle. I really want to see more of her. I do hope we see her in part 2, but I kind of doubt it, to be honest. And if that is the case, then I can definitely see a Catwoman TV show happening after part 2, maybe leading into the 3rd and final part of the Batman trilogy. But let me know what you think in the comments below anyway. Now this one, I haven't seen many people kind of talk about or suggest, but I could really see a Barry Keoghan Joker TV show. I could absolutely see this, and that's a TV show or a film, to be honest. And we can finally have a Joker film that is good. The first Joker film's brilliant. The second one I did not enjoy that much, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I really love what we've seen of this Joker. I think they could be more done with it, and I think he is gonna come back in the trilogy somehow. Maybe not in the second film, but maybe in the 3rd film. I want to know more about this Joker. I want to see that bloody face, because obviously Barry's Joker only appeared at the end of the Batman, and this deleted scene was released not too long after the film's release, and it was really good. He was this sort of Hannibal Lecter character where he was helping Batman kind of figure out who the Riddler is and kind of get into the mind of his rogues gallery. And to be honest, you could do it very similar to the Penguin, where the Penguin is not just the central character, even though the TV show is called The Penguin, but you do follow other characters through it, like Vic and Sophia, and there is a way you could do this, and it would be based on one of my favorite Joker comic books, or one of my favorite comic books, Joker, by Brian Azzarello. I think it's Azzarello. Azzarello? Yeah, Brian Azzarello. The artwork in this is amazing. It definitely inspired Barry Keoghan's Joker slightly, but there is a character in this called Johnny Frost, and he basically gets enticed into the criminal world of Gotham, and he basically becomes Joker's driver after he's released from Arkham Asylum for being clarified as insane. And it's a really good comic book. It's very short, but it's really good. I could definitely see a Joker TV show or film set in the Batverse following Johnny Frost and being Joker's driver. I think it'd be really good if you did it through his perspective, because you cannot make the Joker, it doesn't matter who plays him or what sort of version you're doing, you cannot show a bit of good in him. You can't. Like, he is absolutely a terrible person. So I think that could be a way in, and I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Now, one character in the Batman I really liked, and I don't feel like got enough screen time, was Andy Serkis as Alfred. And I want to know what this version of Alfred is up to outside of the cave. And I think there's potential there for a TV show. And can you imagine, it's Alfred on his little secret missions. Like, this is obviously like an ex-military Alfred compared to ones we've got before. And I'd love to see what his personal life is wrapped up in. What has he got going on apart from Bruce Wayne and the Batman, sort of project and everything. I'd love to see a TV show following Andy Serkis's Alfred, being within Gotham City, being Bruce's friend, his father figure, and you could have Robert Pattinson in that, and the potential for that is really cool. And I just think Andy Serkis is a badass. I think he's a great actor. I would love to see a TV show based on Alfred, this version of Alfred following him. And I know we got a Pennyworth TV show years ago that wasn't set in any DC continuity or anything, but just seeing this version of Alfred, or like a younger Alfred before he met Thomas and Martha Wayne and working with them, I could really see the potential here. I really could. And obviously just call it Alfred or Butler or Pennyworth, or no, don't call it Pennyworth because that's already been done. But yeah, I think I'd love to see that. I really want to see that. I think out of everything on this list and the stuff I've got coming up, this is my favourite idea. I'd love to see this. And hey, Matt Reeves, James Gunn, if you need someone to come up with ideas, get me in the room. I'll just say names, and I'll say that's the TV show. $1 billion. Let's go. There's so many people in the Batman Rogues Gallery you could do TV shows of. Maybe not the fantastical sort of versions, because I know Matt Reeves wants to keep away from that and still do the grounded, gritty characters that you could do in real life. I mean, I think Mr. Freeze is gonna be in the Batman Part 2, but I think they could actually ground that, and it would be quite a challenge, but I could definitely see it happening. But because there's so many amazing villains and there's only so much money to make TV shows or films based in this Batverse, I really do think we're missing out on a Arkham Asylum TV show. And yes, I know what you're going to say. Hey, they were going to do this and then they didn't do it. Completely agree. I think this is a huge missed opportunity, especially what we saw of Arkham in the Penguin TV show. And oh God, can you imagine the stories that you could do just based in that place? Like, Arkham Asylum is just so iconic. And if you have a show called Arkham or Arkham Asylum, I guarantee you, $1 billion. That doesn't even make sense. But I just think it is. I think it's a huge missed opportunity. What the hell? I mean, it's no good for me saying it's a missed opportunity without some proof. And obviously, DC's Arkham Asylum TV show not moving forward. This was reported back in July. It has been talked about for a while that they were going to do an Arkham Asylum TV show. Originally, it was a GCPD show, but because with everything in the real world happening with the police and everything, especially in America, and just sort of the reception to it, they kind of morphed it into this Arkham Asylum show based in the Batverse. But unfortunately, it's no longer moving forward. But there is like a life for it down the road, but not in the Batverse. Possibly in the DCU, but to be honest, this version of Gotham, these villains, the sort of world Matt Reeves and his team has created, I'd be more interested in seeing that Arkham Asylum, but it's still early days of the DCU. I've not seen that version of Batman, no one has, so who knows, down the road it could be a really good show, but I think they're missing out. Now actually, I'm going to bring up one more. I'm going to suggest one more TV show they could do. Now, very much, you know, the Batman was about Batman in his second year. He's still learning, and I'm sure by the third film, he's fully the Dark Knight we all know in the comics and other bits of media. And I don't think they're going to include a certain boy Wonder. But what would be really interesting is when, let's say, in the story, Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne finally becomes the Dark Knight everyone knows. What if off to the side there was a little bird running around Gotham City, and that's Robin, Dick Grayson? Or any version of Robin, to be honest. I can absolutely see a Robin television show or a film that is connected to the Batverse happening. And I don't think this is completely unrealistic. I don't think they want to include Robin in the Batman films, but if you could do it based in the universe but outside of the main continuity, I think it would be great. I think it would be really cool. But, you know, we're possibly getting a Robin in the DCU. Well, we are getting a Robin in the DCU, and that is Batman's son, Damian Wayne. So it might be a little too confusing having a Robin TV show after the Batman Part 3 if it wraps up without Robin, and then at the same time a Brave and Bold film with Damian Wayne as Robin. Might be too confusing again, but I don't think audiences are that dumb, to be honest. But I know Gunn and everything wants to kind of keep everything in a straight line and go, no, this is the DCU continuity. The Batverse is its own thing, and let's not muddle that up and everything. But I think it could work. I do. There is so much potential to come out of the Batverse. We could get a Penguin season 2. We could just keep doing Penguin shows, and that could be the only offshoot TV show based in that same universe that could happen. But I think there's just so much potential to make this world bigger, but just within Gotham City and a little beyond. But what do you think anyway? What do you think of more Batverse shows, more Batverse films, not set in the main trilogy? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I just love to hear your thoughts, because I think the Batman Part 2 is going to be massive. I think it's going to be huge, and I think Warner Brothers are going to go, oh, this Batverse is doing better than DCU. But that's just my personal opinion. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting, and yeah, have a good night. It's Bat.